The current rate of inheritance tax is 40%. That means the value of your estate above your allowance is taxed at 40%. Your allowance is known as the nil rate band, so called because you pay no tax on that part. For a married couple, the nil rate band allowance is £325,000 per individual, totalling £650,000 for the couple or individuals in a civil partnership. In addition, there is a further allowance called the residence nil rate band, which is now worth £175,000 per individual. Put all this together, and you have £500,000 per individual or £1,000 per couple. These allowances have been frozen at these rates until April 2031. This matters because the effect of a frozen allowance is much greater than it may first appear. People not currently affected by inheritance tax may be in the future. For example, a couple with an estate valued at £900,000 today, rising by 50%, could face a potential liability of £140,000 from zero. To show the true effect of freezing, think about how much the allowance should be if it rose in line with inflation every year. If you are potentially impacted by inheritance tax, a frozen allowance, with inflation at, say, 3% per year, means an extra amount of just over £30,000 of tax payable. This is a real risk factor. It gets even more complicated if your estate exceeds £2 million, because the residence nil rate band is reduced once that threshold is exceeded and may be lost altogether. When the Chancellor announces that an allowance will be frozen, it may sound innocuous, but it can be just as impactful as an outright rise in the rate of tax. Taking advice and steps to protect against this frozen allowance makes perfect sense.